Well, this is it. This is my personal shot at ranking the 10 strongest characters from the Fist of the North Star franchise as far as we know.
NANI?!
My only rule is that we will be considering each character at their prime. A good example of this is Shin. In the beginning, Shin doesn't just beat Kenshiro, he absolutely stomps him. But later, Shin is easily defeated by both Rao and Kenshiro, even though they were both far from their own primes at the time. So there's no way he's on the top 10 list. One other note before the ranking begins. Possibly the most powerful character is the Taoist from Fist of the Blue Sky. However, he's almost certainly some sort of god, so I won't count him. With that all out of the way, let's begin the countdown for the 10 strongest characters from the Fist of the North Star.
I'm more powerful than you ever were. I am Fist of the North Star.
I don't agree. And I never shall.
The number 10 spot goes to Riken, the 63rd Grandmaster of Hokuto Shinken. As a kid, Raymond Kasumi was beating up assassins in Shanghai, but as an old man, Riken was a perfect combination of wise old monk and experienced warrior. Although we don't get to see him fight much, his 7-star hardpoint technique left Rao completely overwhelmed. But what about Riken's fellow student Koryu? They said that his fists were stronger than Riken's. I think this is just hearsay, and that in each of their primes, Riken was a greater warrior for 2 reasons. Firstly, Riken's side story reveals that he was outside during the nuclear holocaust, meaning that he was exposed to deadly nuclear fallout. Even then, if not for an unlucky heart attack, his 7-star hardpoint technique would have killed Rao. The second reason that I believe Riken was greater than Koryu was his greatest feat of all, and the reason he's on this list. Rao, Toki, and Kenshiro are considered the 3 greatest warriors that Hokuto Shinken has ever produced, and all 3 of them were trained by Riken. To me, that's reason enough to put Riken at the number 10 spot. But another advantage of Riken is his wisdom. When Juke, a master of Hokuto Ryuken, goes to attack Riken, Riken has the wisdom and the initiative to strike down Juke before he can perform his ultimate technique. That's why Riken is a true master of Hokuto Shinken.
お前の命はあと3秒。3秒。1つ。2つ。3つ。
The Holy Emperor Souther, master of the South Dipper Phoenix Fist, was born under the Star of Leadership, which means that no other Nanto user can beat him. He often fought Rao as a child, and could keep up with him as an adult. His greatest technique, Heaven's Soaring Cross Phoenix, lets him soar through the air and was impossible for Kenshiro to stop, without using an ultimate technique of his own. Souther's greatest weapon, however, is his body. He was born with his heart and all of his vital pressure points reversed. This means that he could potentially beat almost anyone on this list if they can't figure this out fast enough.
I pity you. You are unable to move even an inch. Feel ashamed for being foolish enough to call yourself Holy Emperor. Die, Souther! Impossible!
I cannot move an inch, can I? What are you talking about? Take this! Phoenix Fist of the South Star secret technique! Polar Star
But it's important to remember 2 things. Firstly, Souther's gimmick can be figured out by noticing his heartbeat and blood flow. Secondly, it's not that Souther doesn't have pressure points or that he's immune to them. They're just reversed. And once this is realized, he is very beatable because, by his own admission, he doesn't have the raw strength and speed to keep up with the others on this list. Don't get me wrong, Souther is incredibly fast, but as we'll see, everyone here is super incredibly fast.
門が呪文が開く。おお。ファルコ様の出陣だ。おお。お前がファルコか。そうだ。被験か。被験。
The number 8 spot goes to Falco, master of Gento Koken. Some years after Kenshiro beat Rao, Falco fought Kenshiro to a draw at the Imperial capital. This should put Falco towards the top of the list. However, when Kenshiro realized that Falco had a prosthetic leg, he disabled his own leg to even the fight. Also, we never see Kenshiro use Muso Tensei against Falco. Nonetheless, this might be the most exhausted we ever see Kenshiro. For that reason, I think it's fair to say that Falco has some pretty rocking kung fu skills. And he's got some powerful techniques. His other main advantage is that he has ways to combat pressure point techniques, something we won't see again until the number 3 spot. Number 7 is Han, the 3rd general of Asura. Han is so fast that even experienced fighters such as Shachi and Kaiser can't even see his movements. But to begin to understand how powerful Han is, we have to review what a demon is. On Asura, the island of demons, when 100 kids of the warrior caste reach the age of 13, they have a tournament that leaves only one of them alive. That one teenager will continue to fight other warriors until they get 100 wins, and then they become a demon. So even the average demon is an amazing warrior in their own right. The 3 strongest of these demons are the generals of the island. They live with the constant threat of being assassinated by other demons, and since General Han is the weakest of the 3, he is the biggest target. However, Han is just so powerful that he's bored of killing his assassins, so this is how he tries to have fun. Pretending to not know that someone is a demon, he hires them to shave his neck with a razor while he has a towel over his face. And as soon as he senses the demon about to attack, he punches them in the face so fast that we can't even see the punch. This ridiculous feat is the reason why I put Han above Falco. They both seem to be about an even match for Kenshiro in terms of kung fu, and Falco has his techniques for negating pressure point attacks. But the way that General Han is under constant threat of assassination by powerful demons, and the way he absolutely dominates over all of them, versus Falco having a hard time with them, albeit injured, means that he's got to be the greater warrior. That being said, Han cannot possibly be ranked any higher because he lacks either of the 2 ultimate techniques that the final 6 can use to quickly stomp even the most powerful enemies. Juke, Grandmaster of Hokuto Ryuken, has the number 6 spot for 2 reasons. The first reason is that, like Riken, he was directly responsible for the training of 3 prodigies, whom all appear on this list. But the main reason he gets this spot is that he was one of just 3 characters in the franchise who have mastered the ultimate technique of Hokuto Ryuken, Anryu Tenha. Anryu Tenha is a technique that projects evil chi to create weightless space around the victim, completely disorienting them. Kaiyo even defeated Muso Tensei with this technique. And here's some trivia. The previous master of Hokuto Ryuken was Liu Zongwu, but at no point during the Fist of the Blue Sky do we see Liu use Anryu Tenha. That means that Juke may be the one who invented Anryu Tenha. Scary stuff. But that all being said, Juke doesn't actually have any major wins under his belt. So for that reason, despite having ultimate technique, I can't put him any higher on the list. Number 5. Kenshiro Kasumi, 62nd Grandmaster of Hokuto Shinken, was known throughout Shanghai as Yan Wang, the King of Hell. And while he was there, he fought some pretty tough guys.
引いちまえ。
え？ああ、そっか。
そうだね、引いちまおう。おれい！死にたくなきゃどきゃれ！ん？せろ！
Kasumi is difficult to rank since he lived in a different time period from anyone else on this list. However, throughout the Fist of the Blue Sky, he never loses a major battle. On top of that, Kasumi even knows Musou Tensei, and the new Regenesis show reveals that he's quite good at it. Another impressive feat is that he destroyed this giant boulder without even touching it. Kasumi's weakness, however, is that he doesn't have the same experience under his belt as the number 4 spot. Rao, the King of Fists, was a master of Hokuto Shinken, but he created his own style called Fist of Strength, and he used that fist to conquer nearly the entire known world. But Rao didn't just sit on his throne all day like Shin or Souther. Instead, the King of Fists spent his free time seeking out renowned martial artists throughout the land and stealing their secret techniques. Over time, he learned so many secret techniques that even the air around him was imbued with a fighting spirit, called an aurora. This aurora allowed him to strike at others without even moving his hands. Like Kenshiro, Rao didn't just start out powerful at the beginning of the story, but also never stops working to improve. And by the end of this story, he had mastered Musou Tensei on par with Kenshiro. However, he can't quite get in the top 3. During Rao's final battle, there's a detail that you probably missed even if you read the manga. Here, right before he takes his final punch at Kenshiro, Rao strikes his Sekatsuko points. These are the same points that are used to revive Falco and to let Toki greatly increase his strength. But even then, he doesn't even finish his last punch because he realizes that he simply doesn't have the power to beat Kenshiro, as if it was a foregone conclusion that he'd lose. Number 3, however, clearly did have that power. Number 3, Hyo. As a master of Hokuto Ryuken and second general of Asura, Hyo must be ranked above General Han. And since the 2 on top of the list are a given, Hyo's only competition for the number 3 spot can be Rao. Rao and Hyo both seem about equal to Kenshiro in terms of Kung Fu, but there are 3 reasons that Hyo would beat Rao. Firstly, Hyo's fight with Kenshiro takes place years after Rao's, meaning that Kenshiro had more experience at the time from fighting Falco, General Han, and even Kaio. Secondly, Hyo is one of 3 people in the franchise who have mastered the ultimate technique of Hokuto Ryuken, Anryu Tenha. Now, in the past, when Juke attacked Riken, we saw that Riken was able to beat him by attacking and bringing him to his senses before he could perform Anryu Tenha. But Rao isn't like that. Rao prefers to sit on his horse and wait to be attacked, which would give Hyo plenty of time to perform Anryu Tenha. Thirdly, once Hyo had fully given himself to Hokuto Ryuken, the evil chi around his body made it impossible to accurately hit his pressure points. For those reasons, Hyo would definitely beat Rao, and that makes him the 3rd most powerful character from the Fist of the North Star.
Huh? なんだか急に暗くなったような。この巨大な影は、もしや噂に聞く玄馬英霊。これが。ということは。第一の羅生海王様。
Demon Kaio, Grandmaster of Hokuto Ryuken, is so consumed by evil that he has specially forged armor to hold in his evil chi. Not only does he completely stomp Kenshiro in their first encounter, but he's the only one in the franchise to ever fight against the most powerful being of all. In the show, when he fought Shachi's possessed body, he thought he was fighting the phantoms of the descendants of Hokuto, but in the manga, it's the spirit of Hokuto itself. That would be the same being that stopped the fight between Kasumi and Lu Zhongwu. Although it's hard to tell what really happened in this fight, the fact that Kaio could oppose such a being and not get stomped is proof of his power. But most importantly, Kaio was nearly able to defeat Kenshiro even after he's unlocked the seal of original Hokuto. No other character after Kaio was able to even come close, and there's a very clear reason that Kenshiro will always be number one. So number 1. By this point I've said Kenshiro's name more times than I could count in this video. And it's not just because he's the main character, it's because he's fought so many amazing warriors from so many styles. And all the while, he's been learning and incorporating techniques from his rivals. By the end of the manga, he is unequivocally the strongest human to have ever lived. Here is just a small selection of some of my favorite feats. Using a strand of hair as a needle to strike a pressure point. Carrying this giant rock. Blowing up a tank by punching it. Blowing up a table by standing up. Punching Seiji so fast and so hard that he started to fly? You get the idea. Kenshiro is the Fist of the North Star. So there you have it. That's me making an educated guess, but a guess nonetheless, at the top 10 most powerful characters from this amazing franchise. So now it's your turn to tell me what you think in the comments below. Was I spot on, or was I way off in some ways? Heck, if you look at the thumbnail for this video, you'll see that my ranking changed dramatically since I started making it. In any case, I'd love to hear what you think. Reading through it recently has made me laugh and cry more times than I can remember, so I'd love to get people talking about it again. And of course, thanks for watching.